Tim, my man, I love your video. I thought rather than just typing text in the comments, which gets lost because, yeah, I'm that guy. I don't use my words very well. I thought I would try to figure out what you did. Boom. Okay. Oh, this might be good. Let's just turn that off too. Okay. So I just rebuilt what you had here. Real quick, all I did was I'm going to assume, let's say this is a 9 foot plate height somewhere over here, that the bottom of this ripped ledger would be 9 foot 1 1/8. And then everything goes from there. I love your idea, man. I love it. I noticed on yours you had a eye joist right next to the wall, which I suppose that kind of works. I don't know. It has to be fire blocked because normally we would stick. There'd be sheetrock that would come down part way, and then we would do like a 2x6 against the wall or something. But I think if you had any scrap subfloor left over, you could pop a line that follows the bottom of these, or just trace one, however you want to do it, and then shoot on plywood. And then I would add a 2x4 just to make the sheetrockers happy, so they have plenty to work with. The whole idea is pretty interesting. I've never really thought about it like this, where you're going to plane down, plane over the ledger, and then rip your studs and make these out of 2x8s. This is, I made this a 6 and 12. I don't know what yours was in your video. But the cool part is, and I'm seeing where you're headed, I think you want to make a sealed box. And then you mechanically control all the atmospheres, like the inside, outside. You block any kind of movement that you're not controlling. And that would really, you could really get to this point, this would be your target point, a box sealed. And so you could work, get to this point pretty quick, work inside in the inclement weather. And then wherever there's overhangs, you said you had 5-inch nails. So that's what these are. And then these are the Simpson screws you were talking about. If your engineering says, yeah, go ahead, you could build this so easy. Chop saw making every one of these blocks perfect. Whoever's doing this would just have to line up with your first layout and get that all squared away, and then boom, off to the races. These little blocks here would keep everything together, but also spacing, keep everything the right spacing. And I've noticed that it's almost like you're fortunate enough to take jobs where you can always use a all-terrain forklift. So you just set that bad boy up there and boom. Couple 5. Oh, so yeah, that's what I would do too. I was just talking to myself in my head. If the gun fits, then you could build it as an assembly. If your overhang's too narrow, you already know how that is. You could get an impact driver in there, I guess. That would work. But I like it, man. I like it. You're looking for details. I don't know. Here's what I did. So I imported this into another software. And at some point, well, I'll just tell you this. If you're on a job site somewhere in Kitsap County and you want to collaborate on this, I'm not looking for any kind of money or recognition. In fact, I try to stay as anonymous as possible because I don't handle celebrity well. I will come to your job site and we can take lots of pictures and figure this out. And I'm starting to really love SketchUp's 3D modeling. This is Chief Architect, and they really do a good job with the layout portion. But yeah, we could figure this out. And then my only request is whatever we figure out, I'd like to be able to use them in my drawings too. That's it. Because I think this is smart. I like where you're headed. In fact, here, read all this. I'm just going to let it sit here for a second. See if I missed anything. All right. You guys can hit pause, I guess. And what I did was this table here covers all of these. So when you see the letter I, you notice it's the letter I over here. That's where you're going to do your tape. It's pretty ingenious, man. So I noticed though, everything is going to have to be laid out from over the outside of the wall sheathing, so that your roof sheathing can break at 8 feet off of this, so that it covers the wall sheathing. But you already knew that. Wow, I didn't want this to go over 5 minutes. I'm already over 5 minutes. Oh yeah, look at this. I zoomed in too far. Here we go. So here's the other parts. Yeah, as long as you've got this in here to stop any kind of fire from getting up into this one bay, and these things would go up like, I don't know, kindling. Man, you could shove a lot of insulation up in here. It's pretty awesome. It's a really good idea, man. I like it. Okay, getting a text. And then here's how. So I like, okay, I do not like the foam board insulation thing, only because we live in a pretty moderate climate here in Western Washington. But this is money where it gets really cold or really hot. So that's just how I look at it. But here you go. So we could come up with some details. I really like the 3D details. Unless you're actually dimensioning something, the 3D to me gives me more information, just because when I look at it, I understand it. But if you have a preference, because what I like to do on my details is this kind of thing, but then also I'll do standard 2D if I'm going to dimension it. And I'm starting to reference my details instead of saying as per plan. That's people who like to just draw everything on their plan. I'm starting to simplify my plan and say as per detail. And then I can put a lot more information in detail. So there you go, man. So this is an unlisted video just for you. And I'm up in Kingston. I don't know if you remember, but way long time ago on JLC, like 2006, 2007. So it's like coming up on 20 years. I went by the name Walmax, and I used to think I was maybe one of the top 10 framers in the country. But then I saw you do those eyebrows. You said you went to some kind of class and those German eyebrows. And I immediately knew that there was no way I was going to catch you, because I'm only really good at what I've done. I'm not really good at things that I've never done and have to figure out. So, yeah, all respect to you and the way you frame and your attitude. And I love the retro 80s that you play. That's me, man. I had a skinny tie right when all the cute girls that were into disco, I was like, man, I'm never gonna find a girl. But yeah, I was into, I think it was Debbie Harry and Gary Newman were the first two songs where I went, oh, hey, this music speaks to me. Sort of like, you know how The Jerk had a certain rhythm. All right, brother. So yeah, take it easy. And I'm not even kidding, man. There's times when I'm not all that busy. I can make a trip down to wherever you're at, Port Orchard or Gig Harbor, wherever you guys are. Maybe we can take some pictures of different roof styles, and I can throw together some stuff. Maybe we can do some Zooms if you want. Get this knocked out for you. All right, man. Take it easy and keep up that awesome attitude. I don't know who you mentioned you didn't want any trolls. I don't understand how anybody would want to troll you, because they can't match you. When I see you pull out the Prezi and do all that multi-stack cut stuff, oh, man, the cheeks start to quiver, because, man, I just don't do that. I've never done that. I am I'll cut every single one, because man, if I was to mess up on a stack of something, yeah, that's, I can't go there. I can't go there with you, man. All right, I'm going to hit stop, and yeah, let me know. My name is Mike, and you can reach me. Well, go to paracad.com, PARA-CAD.com. and you can see some of the crazy stuff I've done. All right, man. Later.